Hi, Prince. Welcome on YourPedia.
Hello, sir.
So, Prince, I'm delighted to meet you after many years. You are one of my earliest batch student in Chandigarh, and I'm very happy to see you after so many years, Prince.
So it's a pleasure to be here and sharing my experience, like over the last 10 years that I have gained, like going through bachelor's, master's, and PhD.
Yes,
So it's great to be here at this platform.
yes. So, Prince, my purpose of such interactions, the main purpose of such interactions is like student get lot of information from the journey of people like you. जैसे आपने बताया 10 साल का जो आपका पुराना जर्नी है, आपने बीटेक कंप्लीट किया, उसके बाद आपने मास्टर्स कंप्लीट किया, फिर पीएचडी कंप्लीट किया, फिर पोस्ट डॉक्टरेट फेलोशिप, वर्ल्ड की टॉप यूनिवर्सिटी में आप बैठे हैं. सो आई एम वेरी श्योर जो आप बताएंगे उनसे स्टूडेंट को बहुत बेनिफिट होगा. एंड योर डोमेन ऑफ रिसर्च विच आई कुड अंडरस्टैंड इज मटीरियल डोमेन, मटेरियल साइंस डोमेन. तो जो स्टूडेंट उस डोमेन से है एंड इट इज इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी, दैट मीन्स मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर, इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इंजीनियर, so many branches, so they will get mutually benefited, I mean, for this particular thing. तो वो मैं आपसे सारा इंफॉर्मेशन लूंगा. स्टार्ट करते हैं आपकी पहले की जर्नी से. आप प्रिंस ये बताएं विच पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया यू आर फ्रॉम, कहाँ से आपने ग्रेजुएशन किया है, सो दैट स्टूडेंट ऑफ योर कॉलेज और यूनिवर्सिटी दे ऑल्सो गेट इन टच विद यू इन फ्यूचर. कहाँ से ग्रेजुएशन किया एंड देन फ्रॉम वेयर यू डिड योर मास्टर्स एंड हाउ वाज योर जर्नी till you landed in this Seoul National University, which is the top QS ranked university in the world. So over to you now.
Thank you. It's a very if I'll start explaining each and everything, it will take much time, but I'll try to content as like coherent, so as to define it in a better way. So I am from Fazilka in Punjab.
Okay.
So I enrolled in my bachelor's program in 2008 at Punjab University Patiala, and I graduated in 2012 from mechanical engineering. I did my bachelor's in mechanical engineering, and in the last year of my bachelor's program, I realized that like the placement opportunities were very limited because of like state government colleges. So at that time I just started preparing for gate exam on my own, and I have scored I think nearby 45 to 50 marks, and I think at that time in 2012 it is enough to get master's program in IITs or NITs, but at that time I was also parallelly inclined towards getting into PSUs like BARC, ISRO, so Coal India Limited, and so at that time I just choose so to go for masters in tech, Punjab Engineering College, India. So I joined PEC in 2013. So why I choose PEC is so that I can get some time to prepare for the competitive exams, because if I get into IITs, then it would be very difficult for me to manage all the things. So at that time I remember we have a like much discussion, where should I go. So I came to Panchkula to your like office ECP, and I visited you, and then based on our the guidance, so I decided to go for PEC. And during like 2013-14 I have attended classes like preparing for competitive exams at your coaching center in Panchkula, and after 2014 so I was not able to like convert the position. Means even I remember I appeared for Coal India exams, like out of 200 I'm able to score like 178, but the cutoff for general is 181. So somehow due to some reasons it was not possible for me to convert. So maybe it's kind of like bad luck. So after completing my master, so I just want to take a short break, so I got placed in LPU from PEC only. So there I served as an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, like from 2014 to 2016. So after this, again I realized like this is not a type of my job, so it's not suitable for me. So I have to do something big, otherwise this will not work. So I quit my job from LPU, and then again I went back to Delhi for preparing competitive exams, IES, Indian Engineering Services, like conducted by Union Public Service Commission. So after spending a year around for this preparation at MEDC Center in Delhi, so I was not able to convert that into seat due to some issues, because like at that time UPSC just changed the pattern of the exam, and it was not possible for me because it's new to everyone. So, and at that time I eventually get it into PhD, and I have applied for PhD program at three different institutes: IIC Bangalore, which is one of the most reputed, reputed institute in our country. And apart from that, I have applied for IIT Madras and IIT Kanpur. Because why I've chosen these three, the reason being is like material science department in these three institutes is very renowned in the whole world. So that's why I decided to choose these three over the other existing old and new IITs. So in 2017 I just appeared for one written exam in IIT Kanpur, and after like going through the interview, I was, I think, one of the like around 30 student, like around 15 students were selected, and I think I was one of the top, like one of them to get into this program. So after this, I started working on a project during my PhD, which is funded by Indian Space Research Organization. So this journey from 2017 IIT Kanpur has changed my life, because previously I was just only oriented towards like PSUs, Coal India. Like I have only 3 to 4 companies or PSUs in my mind that I would just like to go for them. But after getting into PhD, I started working on a project which is funded by again ISRO, and there I have explored the effect of silicon content onto some microstructural and mechanical properties of stainless steels. So there are many more aspects to explore in under that area. So I have worked over that project for around 5.5 years, and finally I graduated in 2022. So while doing all these experiments at IIT Kanpur, I also worked in a close collaboration with Vikram Sarabhai Space Center and IIT Delhi, and with some of the experiments being was performed at Tata Steel Jamshedpur. So after completing my PhD, so I started searching for a postdoctoral fellowship, because if I'll nowadays apply for any faculty position or scientist position in India, so mostly they'll give preference to the candidates, those who already have a postdoctoral experience. Postdoctoral experience, I mean to say that basically it's a kind of training program. So where you just utilize your skills that you have gained during doctoral degree. So during doctoral degree, I worked under my supervisor, but in postdoc, it's your job, it's your headache to lead the project and to get with like some kind of good results. So it's the sole responsibility of me to kind of build understanding over the entire project. So in SNU, I joined SNU. So while searching the postdoctoral fellowships, so initially being from Punjab, so I started searching for positions in like Canada, USA, Australia, UK. Like there are many renowned institutes in these countries, and especially if you just compared USA with these three English speaking countries, USA has many more opportunities to like explore. And even after going into one position, a candidate can easily switch to other areas, like going from national labs to the industries. So but I maybe I due to bad luck I was not able to convert that those position, and then finally somebody came to my rescue and told me like, why don't you apply for Korea? So at that time I just started searching positions in Korea, and and my experience in Korea is really wonderful. South Korea. So previously people used to thought, oh, Korea, so why don't you want to Korea, because Korea is a very disputed country. But it's not the case. So basically there are two different countries, North Korea and South Korea, and South Korea is like very I just want to say that people are really humble, and on top of that, there is no crime. So here you can feel safe. It's not from women point of view. Either you are men, you can also feel safe, because nowadays, like there are a lot of shooting incidents in US and other countries. But if you get into now, I realize like what is the importance of living a good life. So I got selected for a postdoctoral fellowship in SNU, Seoul National University, which is like one of the renowned institute in the country, and I think its QS ranking is nearly 31. And after getting into SNU, so basically I got into SNU based on the funding from some agency. Like in India, we have a BAR, Bhabha Atomic Research Center. Like here, we have a NIFTEP in Korea, South Korea. So I have a funding from NIFTEP, which basically runs the nuclear programs in collaboration with United States. So, but if apart from that, there are many more opportunities by which student can get into postdocs by Brain Korean Fellowship, and even it is also valid for PhD students, those who did their masters and just want to do PhD. So there are many fellowships and Brain Korean Fellowship and many more. Maybe I'm not able to recall. So students can apply for these fellowships to get into PhD program as well as postdoctoral fellowship programs. But I just it's my I'm lucky because I got a funding from some like funding agency, and it's almost been 1 year I've been in Korea, and presently I'm working on a project to mimic the radiation damage in nuclear fuel cladding materials through cold work. So this project is in a collaboration with the INL, the Ohio National Laboratory in US. So apart from SNU, I just want to share that there are many more like renowned universities in the South Korea, which are like they fall within 100 QS rankings all over the globe. So their name, I can just share the slides later,
Yeah.
so that I can just share their homepage
Yeah.
to.
So, Prince, before you share this
Thank you.
information, on the basis of whatever you said, I have a couple of things to ask you. You mentioned that Seoul is wonderful place. Now you realize that, but earlier you were not exploring that. सो मेरे को लगता है अवेयरनेस बहुत कम है यहाँ पे इंडिया में अमंग द स्टूडेंट कम्युनिटी फॉर द वंडरफुल यूनिवर्सिटीज नाउ जस्ट बिफोर इंटरेक्शन आई वाज टॉकिंग टू यू एंड आई रियलाइज दैट अच्छा इतनी अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटीज वहां पे हैं और आपने ये भी बताया कि बहुत अच्छा कंट्री भी है सेफ है सब कुछ अच्छा है वहां पे और अपॉर्चुनिटीज इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए काफी ज्यादा वहां पे हैं मेरा क्वेश्चन आपसे ये है कि जो आपने बताया आप तो पोस्ट डॉक्टरेट फेलोशिप करने के लिए गए हैं प्रिंस तो अगर कोई स्टूडेंट मटेरियल साइंस बैकग्राउंड से है और साउथ कोरिया के अंदर पीएचडी प्रोग्राम परस्यू करना चाहता है और आपने बताया कि साउथ कोरिया और यूएस क्लोजली लिंक होके काम करते हैं बहुत सी डोमेन्स में तो क्या ऐसा ज्वाइंट वेंचर में पीएचडी प्रोग्राम्स या इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए मटेरियल साइंस डोमेन में पीएचडी प्रोग्राम्स की अपॉर्चुनिटी कैसी है वहां
मटेरियल साइंस के लिए साउथ कोरिया बहुत फेमस है, स्पेशली मेनी रिनोन्ड प्रोफेसर्स लाइक आई जस्ट वांट टू नेम देम प्रोफेसर एच एस किम. He is very renowned professor in post-tech. So and even and Professor Han in material science department at SNU. So there are many names. So these professors are very famous, and even mostly they used to visit India I think in every conference.
Okay.
So even Indian professors knows them because they are also acting as editors of some very reputed journals by Elsevier and Springer. So they are highly renowned. So as far as material science is concerned, so SNU Department of Material Science and Engineering and in Hanehang University, I'll later share the slides. So the material science department is very famous in Hanyang University, Yonsei University, KAIST is very famous, and Postec. So there are few institutes, like 6 or 7 institutes, which are very famous for their research in material science related aspects. And as far as steel is concerned, like mostly students who just want to work on steels. So there is one steel, like in India we have a Tata Steel. So in Korea they don't have the resources, but somehow they are just exporting the resources from the third party and doing the research and developing their own steel. Now they have their own, like they have just patents on their own steel, and their steel is very famous. And even some Indian companies are like buying the steels from POSCO. So POSCO steel is very famous, and
तो
the
पॉस्को
main.
तो साउथ कोरिया का ही है मेरे ख्याल से प्रिंस
Yes, main South Korea, and their main research center is in Postec.
अच्छा
So yeah, so that this is what I just want to highlight, that Postec Research Center is very famous for particularly steel research.
अच्छा अदर देन मटेरियल एंड ऑल दिस डोमेन्स मेरे को लगता है ऑटोमोबाइल सेक्टर इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल सेक्टर चिप मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर और कौन कौन से सेक्टर ऐसे हैं जो कोरिया में इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए वंडरफुल अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं
In Korea, when I was in IIT Kanpur, so I know many colleagues from Department of Mechanical Engineering working in automobile sector. So they used to visit South Korea for, like, I am not able to recall the conference name, but they used to visit Hanhang University. It is also in Seoul. So it is very much famous for automobile research, because they have a very uh, they are running very projects in close collaboration with Germany. So students have an opportunity to explore, like, working on a projects while working in collaboration with different countries, like companies from different companies. Yeah, so there are many more opportunities. So I am not able to exactly rename them, but if student can just start searching LinkedIn and start using these that is websites, so student can easily get into PhD program, because nowadays I'll continuously keep on sharing some job advertisement related to the PhD positions in different sectors in my group. However, student can easily just join this LinkedIn community, and based on the advertisement, and he can just simply apply, and the process is very simple. It's not as much as complicated in case of other nations. Like, while going to US and Australia and other nations, you have to clear GRE and TOEFL, but coming to Korea, you need not anything. You only need to apply for a scholarship program, and you may get scholarship based on the funding from a professor, or may you apply for other scholarship, like I named Brain Korean Fellowship.
Okay.
So you can student can also avail these fellowships to get into PhD and other programs.
ओके, वंडरफुल. सो दैट मीन्स वो प्रोसेस काफी स्मूथ है. आप प्रोफेसर को अप्रोच करो, देन यू गेट द अपॉर्चुनिटीज.
हाँ,
एंड
इसमें वो
अपॉर्चुनिटीज
इंग्लिश
आर
वाला चक्कर नहीं है, जैसे इंग्लिश आनी चाहिए, टोफल आना
हाँ,
चाहिए, GRE आना चाहिए, वो सब तो
कोई
है ही नहीं है.
रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं.
वो नहीं है चीज कुछ भी.
अच्छा, तो प्लीज, वैसे टिपिकल अगर मैं एक बात करूं, एक टिपिकल रिसर्च स्कॉलर में, मास्टर्स के स्टूडेंट में क्या क्रेडेंशियल्स रिक्वायर्ड हैं अगर उसको पीएचडी में एडमिशन लेनी है या पीएचडी का पोस्ट डॉक में जाना है, तो क्या उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट होनी चाहिए? टिपिकल उसके सीवी में क्या
पीएच
लिखना चाहिए?
तो उसमें क्या होता है ना कि ड्यूरिंग बैचलर्स प्रोग्राम, इवन व्हेन आई अप्लाइड फॉर द पोस्ट डॉक्टरल फेलोशिप हियर, तो उसमें क्या हो रहा था कि पीएचडी में क्या किया है, मास्टर्स में कौन से प्रोजेक्ट पे काम किया था, बैचलर्स में कौन से प्रोजेक्ट पे काम किया था. सो लगता है कि बैचलर्स कर ली थी 2012 में, एंड नाउ देयर इज नो नीड. बट होता क्या
हम्म.
है ना कि जो भी कुछ कुछ करते हैं, इट्स प्लेड ए वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल. तो होता क्या है कि नाउ डेज आई हैव सीन मेनी एडवर्टाइजमेंट फॉर लाइक PhD स्टूडेंट्स. Like professor used to post like, I need a PhD student, like he will be working on this particular project XY, and the students who are already having some experience in their master's project
ओके.
working on this and that. तो होता क्या है कि आजकल चीजें बहुत सिंपल हो गई हैं, बट बहुत कन्फाइंड हो गई हैं. कन्फाइंड इन द इनटू, आई मीन टू से दैट professor is clearly highlighting that he needs this type of skill set फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर पोजीशन. तो उसमें क्या होता है कि अगर उस स्टूडेंट के पास वो स्किल सेट रहेगा एंड ही विल अप्लाई, देन द चांसेस ऑफ गेटिंग इनटू दैट पोजीशन एंड ग्रैबिंग द जॉब इज वेरी हाई. तो बहुत हाई हो जाता है, क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं है कि बहुत ब्रॉड डोमेन है और कुछ भी हर कोई स्टूडेंट अप्लाई कर रहा है, वैसा नहीं होता है. आजकल आजकल इवन PhD पोजीशंस में भी प्रोफेसर विल क्लियरली highlight. Let's say I'll just take an example. If there is any project related to the characterizations of material, if I am talking in case of material science, then professor will clearly say the student who is already having experience working with scanning electron microscope, transmission electron microscope, Raman spectroscopy, like, or other spectroscopy techniques. So if student has those experience in working in a project, whether in bachelor's or master, then if he'll apply for that particular position, then the chances will be really high to convert that position. So in short, I just want to summarize that previously, maybe 4 or 5 years back, I have seen that there is a simple advertisement like opening for PhD student. This is the project. But nowadays they have simplified the process.
ओके.
So clearly they will highlight what are the requirements, so
रिक्वायरमेंट्स.
that only those students who are meeting those requirements should apply. Yeah.
Okay, so please, can you also tell us about the duration and the scholarship offered by PhD? I believe PhD में तो स्कॉलरशिप सबको मिलता होगा. ड्यूरेशन कितना है और क्या PhD का स्कॉलरशिप सफिशिएंट होता है?
So the duration of PhD is same as a case of India because it is an Asian nation. So it all depends on your equation with the professor. So
Okay.
again, it's very important. I'm just able to recall one sentence because when I just going to IIT Kanpur for taking PhD admission back in 2017. So one girl met me in a train, and she just told me like choosing a husband is easy, but choosing a PhD supervisor is very difficult.
Okay. Mm.
So the thing is that because PhD is not a short-term commitment, so you will be like giving, I think, like 5 or 6 years of precious year of your life while working on some research work. And
Mhm.
PhD is completely different from master's program because previously when students was in when they are in their master's like
Mm.
MTech program, so they
Mm.
usually thought, okay, PhD will be also work like that, like masters, like doing some kind of work and doing some kind of arrangement, and it will finally ended up. But that is not the case. PhD is finally is completely different. So it all depends on your equation with the PhD professor. So if it works well, then you can get your PhD maybe within 3 or 4 years. And
Okay.
if it doesn't work well, maybe in that case you have to work a bit more hard, and you can get your PhD within 5 to 6 years.
Mm.
So in my case, so in at SNU at Seoul National University. So in my lab, few students got graduated within 4 years, and few
Okay.
students are still struggling after 6 years.
Okay. Mm.
So
Mm.
it all depends on your supervisor. So and second thing, in Korea, like they are very much concerned about research papers.
Mm.
So this makes South Korea a little bit different from other places because if you go to West, like
Mm.
Western countries, the work culture is bit like there is a balance between personal and professional life. But
Mm.
in Korea, the work culture is bit alcoholic. So you need to
Okay.
work hard.
Mm.
So
Mm.
you
Mm.
cannot just say like I'm busy or I'm tired, but every week you will have a scheduled meetings,
Okay.
so you
Mm.
need to work hard. So it is also good, it is also good for us also because every week you will get to know some good or feedback from your professor, and if there is any shortcomings, then you can easily work upon them, and उसको ओवरकम कर सकते हैं.
Mm.
तो पहली चीज ये है कि वर्क अल्कोहलिक है, थोड़ा
Mm.
काम ज्यादा करना पड़ेगा. ऐसे नहीं है कि
Mm.
काम नहीं करोगे तो चल जाएगा. वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज में थोड़ा रिलैक्स रहता है, तो कोरिया में आके काम करना पड़ेगा. एंड बट ये है कि अगर काम करोगे तो उसका पॉजिटिव साइड ये है कि कल को अगर जब यहाँ से निकलोगे तो पेपर्स काफी रहेंगे आपके हाथ में.
Mm. Mm.
एंड वाई एसएनयू इज द रिनोन इंस्टीट्यूट बिकॉज they usually publish papers in very reputed international journals with very high impact factors, तो
Okay.
इसलिए इनका रैंकिंग भी ज्यादा है.
Okay.
तो
Mm.
पेपर्स लेके निकलोगे तो कल को फिर कहीं पे भी पोस्ट डॉक करना है या कुछ
Mm.
इंडस्ट्री में जाना है तो वहां पे भी बेनिफिट मिल सकता है आपको.
Mm. Mm.
एंड थर्ड, जिस पे डिपेंड करता है, फेलोशिप की बात है, तो फेलोशिप इज वेरी इजी. एंड फेलोशिप इतनी मिल जाती है कि स्टूडेंट अपना सर्वाइवल करने के बाद 30-40 हजार बचा भी सकता है हर महीने का,
Okay.
पर
Mm.
मंथ. तो
Mm.
यहाँ पे जनरली जो करेंसी है वो कोरियन वॉन है. तो
Mm.
कोरियन वॉन इज लाइक, पीएचडी स्टूडेंट को डिपेंड करता है कि प्रोफेसर के पास कितनी फंडिंग है.
Mm.
सो इंडिया में क्या होता है कि द पीएचडी जो स्कॉलरशिप होती है इट इज फिक्स. सो इट इज
Okay.
प्रोवाइडेड बाय एमएचआरडी, जो पैंतीस
Okay.
हजार 40,000, 45,000 होती है पर मंथ.
Mm.
बट
Mm.
कोरिया में वैसा नहीं है. कोरिया
Mm.
में डिपेंड करता है कि प्रोजेक्ट में पैसा है कि नहीं है.
Okay.
अगर प्रोजेक्ट में पैसा है तो
Mm.
जनरली इट विल स्टार्ट विद 1.2 मिलियन कोरियन वॉन,
Mm.
सो
Mm.
विच इज नियरली 70,000 रुपीज पर मंथ.
Mm.
तो यहाँ पे जो खर्चा है वो डिपेंड करता है स्टूडेंट के ऊपर. बाकी
Mm.
जो मिनिमम एक्सपेंसेस हैं वो रहने का जैसे 20,000 में हो जाएगा, 20-25 हजार में पर मंथ, और खाने का भी
Mm.
20-25 हजार में हो जाएगा. तो डिपेंड
Mm.
करता है कि बाकी प्रायोरिटीज क्या है लाइफ में. सो
Mm.
एंड इट स्टार्ट विद 1.2 मिलियन कोरियन वॉन पर मंथ, एंड इट मे
Mm.
गोज अप टू मैक्सिमम 2.2
Okay.
मिलियन कोरियन वॉन पर मंथ. एंड 1 मिलियन
Okay.
कोरियन वॉन इज नियरली 60,000 रुपीज. तो मतलब
Okay.
60-70 हजार रुपए से लेके 1,20,000 तक
Mm.
स्कॉलरशिप जो पीएचडी की होती है वो वेरी करती है. एंड ये
Okay.
इंडिया की तरह नहीं है कि 5 साल ही मिलेगी.
Mm. Okay.
ये कोई ऐसा, क्योंकि वो कोई एजेंसी से नहीं आ रही है, प्रोजेक्ट में से मिल रही है, लैब के फंड से ही मिल रही है सर। तो इसमें क्या है कि अगर प्रोफेसर चाहेगा तो आपको कभी भी मतलब वो
एक्सटेंड
कॉन्टिन्यूस
कर देगा।
रहेगी, एक्सटेंड कर देगा, इजी रहेगा। बट कोई ऐसे कोई एक्सटर्नल एक्सटर्नल एजेंसी नहीं है कि जिस किसी ने स्टॉप कर दिया या किसी ने रिज्यूम करना है, तो आपके ऊपर ही डिपेंड करता है। सो इन शॉर्ट इट ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन योर इक्वेशन विद द प्रोफेसर, and so that will whole decide your scholarship and your journey and the duration of your PhD.
Okay. Okay. Now, please coming to those universities in South Korea, which you were saying are among top US ranked universities. तो अगर आप शेयर करके दिखा सकें कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं साउथ कोरिया में जो इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स कैन टारगेट टू ज्वाइन?
Sure. Can you make me, sir? Can you make me
Yeah,
host
yeah,
so that I can share my?
you can share. Yeah,
So is it visible?
yeah, it's coming. Yes.
So this Yonsei University is very famous. So I am only highlighting 3 or 4 universities which are quite famous in the whole world, and their ranking is also within 100 in the whole like at a global level. So Yonsei University, and another one is Hanyang University, and this Kayast. So generally in South Korea, I have seen some scenario like generally professors here compare Kayast with MIT in USA. So Kayast is very good for research. So students can explore the material science program and even other programs. So you can just go through the website, like there are different centers for research institutes, and students can just visit this website and they can approach the professor if they just want to go for master's program, PhD program, or postdoc fellowship, or any other kind of exchange program. So nowadays I have seen like even students from IIT Indore. So I know some professors in IIT Indore. So I have a good terms with some faculty members at IIT Indore, and students usually come to Korea for the exchange program for a period of 6 months. And for the 6 month, students get funding from the this MHRD or DST. So like Indo-US program. So nowadays Indo-Korea program is also in some is there in some of the IITs. Their student can also explore, but again it all depend on the initiative which is taken by your supervisor in India and the supervisor professor in Korea universities. And apart from that, student can just go through this QS ranking website. There they can just select the country in which country they would like to explore the universities, and by selecting the country they can just go through the top or highly like renowned universities in the particular country, and they can just go and apply for different positions.
Like in Seoul National University in which you are presently, Prince, suppose some student is to look for opportunity for him. जैसे उसको कोई प्रोफेसर आइडेंटिफाई करना है, देखना है, रिसर्च एरिया देखना है, हाउ ही कैन डू दैट?
So I'll just simply share if I'll just talk about material, because I am from material science department, so I'll just highlight it quickly. So their website is very simple. So it's not like that because some students might thought of like in Korea the language is completely different and it would be very difficult for them to search the faculty members. So what they can do is I'll just search. So here they can just see like there are various professors in material science department, and in Korea one thing you may also notice that in every department there are around like 30 to 40 minimum faculties. So the department is I mean to say that the strength is too high. In general in India in some of the institutes I have seen the strength is too low, like 10 or 15. So if the strength is too high, means that basically shows that they are doing something good, and there are many more opportunities for the students to explore. So if I just click one professor, their student can just go and just check their personal homepage and their research interest, like in different areas they work. And based on the student interest, their interest, students can just approach them via sending their CV and cover letter, and I think that is more than enough. Students usually send their degrees and another documents, but I think it's not good to send all the documents because it's a kind of overburden, because professor has not yet asked anything from their side. So it would be better to write a very short email with the cover letter and CV, which basically highlight their skill set, so that can be useful for the project. So yeah, so student can just approach them, and if they are interested, then they definitely ask the student to apply for that particular fellowship. And one thing I can assure that the people are really humble.
Okay.
So it's
Hmm.
not like they are not rude. So if they are interested, definitely you will get a reply, and they will guide you guide you through the entire process.
Hmm.
So it's very good for them. And moreover, being because South Korea is not an English speaking nation, and you can speak English very well. Like Indians are very good at English because of like British used to rule India a long time back. So
Yes.
why they prefer Indians? Because of two reasons. What I have heard from my professor, I am just trying to share. So he said, I have seen Indians all over the globe, and even working in reputed institutes like MIT and other institutes. So he is already having experience of working with Indians. So mostly in every lab you will find Indians. In every lab,
Hmm.
in every lab you will find one or two Indians because of Asia Connect. So like people are hardworking, and on top of that, Indians are very good at English. So Indians will be later benefited because Indians can help their lab mates for paper writing, for preparing project reports, and etc etc, because Koreans are not good at English. So that's why they prefer Indians, because of their like hardworking skills, and secondly because of English.
Okay. So now, Prince,
Yeah, thank you.
if I talk about your department in material science, uh, what are the typical opportunities for PhD in your department? कौन से एरिया में opportunities हैं आपकी लैब में?
uh, i'll just uh, I'll just show my professor website.
Yeah, you show your professor, and if he likes Indian, many Indians will also, will
In
prefer
every lab you
working
will
there.
find
Mm,
Indians, in every lab. So this is
mm,
my lab website.
mm,
So the website is too heavy, so it's like a
mm,
university website.
mm, mm,
In currently at SNU, like I said before, I am working on nuclear fuel cladding materials. So cladding is basically the tube which houses the nuclear fuel in the nuclear reactor. So there are many different areas over which you can work. So if I'll just so I am working with Professor Lee at the Department of Nuclear Engineering at SNU. So although I am in nuclear engineering department, but I am working on material science related aspects. So we have a very strong group, and there are many areas. If I'll just talk about uh, research areas in case of nuclear engineering, students can work on fuel safety experiments in extreme environment, because in nuclear reactor usually the material is subjected to very harsh condition. And so like this they have also mentioned the research topics under investigation under this particular category. So a few of member of my lab are working on these projects one by one. And usually during the experiments, like there is a bursting of the cladding tubes, so they also do some kind of LOCA test for the integral fuels accident safety studies. So like this, there are many areas over which student can just visit their website, and based on that they can just explore, and then they'll also get to know the collaborators with whom this particular lab is working in collaboration with. So like here we can see like they are working in close collaboration with the International Atomic Energy Agency, KIT, and other renowned institutes. So there are many more projects over which student can just go through their website and explore their interest. Yeah.
mm. So, Prince, you said GRE is not required, TOEFL IELTS is not required. Then, how the professor will shortlist a candidate? So somebody approaches him and applies for PhD. How they will shortlist?
So it is only based on the two things what I have learned over the last couple of years. One is uh, I know the skill part is more important, but on the sidelines they also judge whether this particular candidate is able to adjust in my lab or not. So if during the interview, if you are not humble, so or you are, if you are not showing, if you have arrogance or showing a kind of impatient behavior, so in that case, although you are having all the skill set, but professor will not select, because you are moving from one culture. Like India is very known for very diverse backgrounds, because we are just living grown up with the people with different lingual and culture backgrounds. But that is not the case with Korea. In Korea they have only one language, like their mother tongue Korean language, and so they are just looking for a candidate, those who matches with the skill set, as well as able to adjust within their group. Because when I appeared for an interviews in Korea, and professor asked me only one question at the end, so and raised concern that Prince, everything is good from your side. I know you have a good skill set. You got your PhD from IIT Kanpur. I have experience of working with IITians, this and that. But he said, like, I am only wondering whether you will be able to stay here for a long period or not, because the food habits are also different. In India, students usually have a like food habits of like more or less in every part of the India you will get the same food, but not in the, but you will not get in Korea. But nowadays, like as I said before, Indians are getting Koreans are getting popular, and more Indians are coming to Korea. So nowadays, like even in my vicinity, maybe within 1 or 2 kilometer, like I know 3 Indian restaurants. So in student can also go and eat there if he is having some kind of craving for Indian food. So I think that won't be that should not be a problem related to food. So so in short, there are only just professor is just looking after two things. One is like whether he will be able to adjust in my group or not. So while appearing for interview, a student should be humble, and while answering the question, and if you don't know anything, it would be better to stay straight, say no, uh, in a polite way, like I don't know this. However, I would like to work on this particular problem, and I think it would be helpful for me in future. So like this student has to mold the statement in some way, so that that basically shows the zeal and passion of the student, like he is also adaptable, or like acceptable to mistakes, or adaptable for changes. So I think that is more important rather than having skills. But if you have skills, then in that case it will be much better.
So admission or inductment in universities like Seoul National University, it is throughout the year, or there are some like India, may there are two seasons, summers and winters.
It's I think twice in a year, but uh, more in throughout the year, professors used to post on LinkedIn for the vacancies. So usually by the end of March, professors get to know that their approval of project.
Mm,
So the month of March and April is very crucial. So students
mm,
who are interested in looking for the opportunities, so they can just visit this LinkedIn website, especially in the month of March and April. So
mm,
usually, mostly their government funded projects are approved in March, and if they are
mm.
approved, so they basically list out the vacancies for the international students, and yeah.
That's how it goes. Okay. Now, Prince, we have come to almost an end of this session, but with the last question, what are the opportunities after PhD from those universities, after postdoctorate fellowship from those universities, and what you are targeting for yourself after postdoctorate fellowship?
सो इट्स मेरे को यहाँ पे सर 1 साल हो गया है. मैं अप्रैल 2023 में ज्वाइन करा था मैंने यहाँ पे. सो व्हेन आई लाइक आई सेड बिफोर, बीइंग ए बैचलर स्टूडेंट कैन मूव एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड. जब तक
Okay.
बैचलर है, साउथ कोरिया हो या यूएसए हो, यूके हो, दे आर हाईली डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज, एंड यू विल नॉट फाइंड ए बिग डिफरेंस. तो अकेला है तो कहीं पे भी रह लेता हूँ. तो बट नाउ डेज मीन्स मेरे को जैसे 1 साल हो गया है, तो 1 साल होने के बाद नाउ आई स्टार्टेड thinking of moving and like to some other universities like in English speaking countries from my future perspective, because until unless you're bachelor you can just move here and there, nobody cares. But once you have responsibilities, because soon I'm gonna like getting married, so once जब शादी हो जाती है तो फिर उसके हिसाब से फिर इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग कंट्रीज में अगर रहोगे या फिर कहीं ना कहीं इंडिया में जाते हो तो वो ज्यादा बेटर है. So after doing postdoctoral fellowship or PhDs from the renowned universities in Korea, so basically students can explore for postdoctoral fellowship opportunities in different countries. There are in India the awareness is very less, so I'll just name few postdoctoral fellowship which student can apply. Like in if he is interested in going to US, then he can apply for Fulbright Nehru Fellowship. So that is a part of Indo-US collaboration in case in educational domain. And if he is interested, if somebody is interested in going to UK, then he or she may apply for Newton Fellowship. That is also for postdoctoral fellowship. And if you are interested in going to Australia, then there is one fellowship for the individual universities, like for Deakin University, there is ADPRF fellowship. And in Canada, there is like Shastri fellowship. And for Germany, it is like Humboldt fellowship. So, and same for the case of Japan, there is some fellowship. So for every country, they have just established the prestigious fellowship based on the name of their like scientists from their country. So student can apply for those fellowships for going into postdoctoral domains. And if he is not interested in doing postdoctoral fellowship, then they can also get into industrial that is domain industries. So in industry they can also join the R&D centers, and in industry basically the difference is basically you will get higher salary as compared to postdoctoral fellowship program, because postdoctoral fellowship is just nothing but a kind of training program. तो इंडस्ट्री में क्या है कि सैलरी ज्यादा मिलेगी, तो इंडस्ट्री में जा सकते हैं स्टूडेंट्स. एंड अगर इंडस्ट्री में भी नहीं जाना है तो नेशनल लैब्स हैं, नेशनल लैब्स ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, लाइक इन यूके नेशनल फिजिकल लेबोरेटरी, इन यूएसए ओकरिज नेशनल लेबोरेटरी, इदाहो नेशनल लेबोरेटरी इन यूएस. सो एवरी country has their own national laboratories, they can join those national laboratories. तो उसमें काफी कल को परमानेंट होने के भी चांस ज्यादा बढ़ जाते हैं, अगर किसी को परमानेंटली बाहर सेटल होना है, कि अगर मेरे को परमानेंटली सेटल होना है, तो अगर आप कल को डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एनर्जी से कोई लिंक्ड कोई लैब है, अगर उस आप लैब को पकड़ लेते हो, उसको ज्वाइन कर लिया, तो उसमें क्या है कि आपको डीओई से अगर आपको क्लियरेंस मिल जाती है तो कल को पक्के होने के चांस भी बहुत ईजी हो जाते हैं, पीआर होने के. तो वो भी एक एक्सपेक्ट होता है. आई हैव सीन सो मेनी स्टूडेंट्स, सो दोज हु जस्ट वांट टू गेट इनटू यूएस एंड जल्दी सेटल होना चाहते हैं, तो कह रहे हैं कि जैसे H1B में 6 साल के बाद लगता है, टाइम लग जाता है, तो अगर आप डीओई लैब में चले जाएंगे तो थोड़ा इजिली सेटल हो सकते हैं. And apart from this, I am just planning to parallelly apply for the positions in the different countries. And apart from that, I am just also looking for opportunities in IITs. तो अगर जैसे IIT में अप्लाई करना है तो अगेन यू कैन अप्लाई फॉर असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसरशिप रोल इफ यू हैव एन एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ लेस देन 3 ईयर, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर ग्रेड 2. एंड अगर आपको 3 साल से ज्यादा पोस्ट डॉक्टर फेलोशिप का एक्सपीरियंस है तो आप असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर ग्रेड 1 के लिए भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं IITs में. And apart from getting into IITs, if somebody is interested in going to NITs and ISRO, BARC, and usually they also advertise vacancies for PhD student, but the number is very less, maybe 1 or 2. So students have many more opportunities to explore in the different countries, even in their home country.
Wonderful. So Prince, that was wonderfully explained everything, and I must say it was a marathon session, but very very interesting and informative. और आपने अपना ग्रेजुएशन की जर्नी से लेके पोस्ट डॉक्टरेट तक और उसके बाद तक सब कुछ बताया. एंड आई एम वेरी श्योर जो स्टूडेंट इस पूरे वीडियो को सुनेंगे और जिनको हायर एजुकेशन में या ऐसी जगह एक्सप्लोर करना है, बिकॉज फार्दर यू मूव फ्रॉम होम बेटर द अपॉर्चुनिटीज आर देयर फॉर यू इन करियर. दैट इज द फैक्ट एंड स्टूडेंट शुड टेक दैट इनटू कंसिडरेशन. आज बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं. जो स्टूडेंट्स जीआरई टोएफल से डरते हैं लेकिन फिर भी टॉप 100 यूएस रैंक्ड यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ना चाहते हैं, जैसे सियोल नेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी है, तो उनके लिए बहुत वंडरफुल अपॉर्चुनिटी रहेगा प्रिंस. And maybe many students will try to contact you after this video gets published, and I'm very sure you're going to help them.
Thank
So
you, sir.
with
Thank you,
that,
sir. Thank you for your time.
yeah, and with that, I wish you all the very best for your future journey, Prince. Look forward to again, welcome you in India if you join some institute here as a faculty. Thank you,
Sure,
Prince.
sir. Sure. Sir. Thank you. Thank you for your time.